Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Yes, my friends, school is in again. Today, we're going to continue along the same path as I did yesterday. We're going to talk about women, finance, and romance. And listen, man, we know as men, there's no romance without finance. That's the reality of life. But it is now rearing its ugly head even more and more. But it has become more and more outrageous in America, in the UK, Canada. A lot of these countries who still sort of try to hold on to these ideals that, hey, it's a man's job to protect and to provide. They all tend to push the same rhetoric. It's all about provision, provision, provision. They like to wrap it up in this cozy envelope of you're supposed to provide. But yet, they tend to ignore all the other things that society is doing for them already, like the protection. They know they can call the cops. They're more protected than men are. Yeah. But I want to address this in especially the black community, where the black woman really pushed the rhetoric, the shaming language on men. And I want to talk to my brothers to make you realize that, listen, man, don't fall for this crap. You're broke, you're dusty, all of these expressions that make men feel less than in order to shame him into spending his money. This is the norm in the black community. And a lot of men fall for this shit. You do. You get shamed into it because the rhetoric of you supposed to protect and provide is pushed on you. And I hear so much of it in the comment section, especially on my videos on my site. In other words, gentlemen, you are still being held to the ideals of a traditional man, but these women are not. They are not traditional women. And you think that if you can provide as much as you can and go above and beyond, that these women will fall back in line. They're not falling back in line, my friends. They're taking advantage of you and in turn not giving you what a traditional woman would give you. And this is what I want to show you guys, man. And I'm going to show you in a few videos. But first, gentlemen, you know the lessons that I like to teach at the beginning of my videos. This, my friend, is critical thinking theory. And today we're going to look at another critical thinking sample. And this one today, my friends, is in-group bias. In-group bias. What is it? In-group bias is a tendency to favor members of one's own group, often leading to preferential treatment or positive judgment of those within the group, while being more critical or dismissive of outsiders. This, my friends, is a serious issue. You got to understand it. I'm going to give you an example from a relationship perspective. In-group bias might occur when a person sides with their family in a conflict, assuming their family is right simply because they are part of the in-group. For instance, if a partner disagrees with their spouse's family on an issue, the spouse might automatically defend their family, even if their partner's perspective is more reasonable. So be careful of in-group bias, my friends. And of course, I don't have to tell you that this is the problem with feminism. The in-group are all the women. And if a man says anything that contradicts what the group says, he is the problem. Even though deep in the recesses of your brain, logic, you know that he's right, but you cannot see beyond the in-group. The sister code is in you too deep. Just be careful of that, ladies. All right? So, with that said, let's get into the two videos that we're going to look at today. And this one, I'm going to feature one of my absolute favorite content creators, Manosphere Highlights Daily. Let's get into this one video that he posted yesterday. I want to highlight it. I'm not going to play all of it because I want you guys to go over there to watch the rest of the video. But it's featuring this young lady who's having cognitive dissonance with going on a date, being a modern woman, but wanting traditional treatment where the man should pay for the date. And like I said, this is prominent, especially amongst the black community. The black women are shaming the hell out of their men, us, on why they should not be doing 50-50. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, I explained to you why it's never 50-50. Because the man is used to paying 50% of what the woman wants, not what the man wants. And usually, women needs and desires are much more expensive than men. All right, so let's get into the video.
The Manosphere Highlights Daily. Today, we're diving into a video of a woman who's absolutely flabbergasted that her date wanted to split the bill.
We can have conversation clearly, but is this like romantic? You know what I'm saying? And so he asked me to go on a second date and I agreed. He picked the spot. By the end of the date, when the waiter came up, okay, this is the reason why the date did not go well. And y'all humble me if I need to be humbled.
Oh yeah, we've got a bakery of humble pie for you, girl. And guess what? We're gonna drizzle some of those red pill vitamins on top of that humble pie to make it even sweeter. Let's break it down.
By the end of the date, the waiter came up, the kind waiter, all on one bill. And me, being the lady, I'm not answering the question. I do not know what that waiter just said. I'm looking directly at you, sir. And he looks directly at me. Get this? We can split it. You okay with that? We can split it? And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. And I was like, Abby, do not make a face. Abby, keep it cool. Abby, keep it here. I always thought that that was craziness. Like, I always thought that it was just people talking.
You know, we know the expression, every woman is a feminist in today's modern society until that bill comes. We know this, gentlemen. You are looking at the absolute example of this shit. It blows my mind. Her brain is just going crazy right now. And it's amazing how much value a woman puts on her time versus a man's time. She puts a price on her time, not considering, hey, this man actually took time out so that I can also enjoy his company, his meat, money, energy, attention, and time.
But here I am now sitting and it's like my real reality. I was like, this happens? A man could ask you on a date and then split the bill and think that that's okay? I made a post about it and the comments went crazy. And they were not on my side, y'all. The comments were like, you are entitled. This is the reason that you are single. How could you go on a date and expect a guy to pay for you?
Damn! Did the pendulum swing or did the pendulum swing? Are we finally witnessing the extinction of the Simjutsu masters? We've been in this space since the early days of YouTube, and it's crazy to see how the popular opinion of men has shifted. The stats back it up too. Only half of single men are even looking for relationships or dates anymore. Welcome to the Humble Pie Bakery, ladies.
To me, it's always been an obvious thing, like, no, the man should take the whole bill. But clearly, we are in a time where that's not actually the case. And a lot of people were talking about equality.
Oh, you wanted equality. Here you go, honey. Pay half the bill, honey.
Why did I have this whole visceral reaction? What I mean by visceral reaction, like, I felt it in my stomach. I was like, I got to go. I came with my wallet. I came with money. I'm fully capable of paying for my share, if not the whole bill. Trust me, it wasn't even a fancy restaurant. It was like a $60 bill. I'm fully capable of paying it.
There she starts to go into, I can do it. But the slight undertone of shame, hey, you didn't even take me to a nice restaurant. I can do this, but I don't want to. And now I recognize that this is a beautiful black sister. But what blows my mind is that she really feels that entitled to a man's time without actually contributing something back to that man's time. Women like this actually thinks that her presence is enough in a man and that is her value. No, my sister, that is not even close to enough. Now, you did mention that this is a second date. I am absolutely sure that he covered the entire first date. Otherwise, there would never have been a second date. So now you expect him to pay for date number 2 as well. I will always tell gentlemen, I said, listen, evaluate how good she look, how well she treats you up until that first date. If she's nice, if she's feminine, if she's sweet, hey, look at that first date. Not an expensive date. Do not take a woman out to fine dining on the first date. You're an idiot if you do so. I'm talking about the freaking coffee. I'm talking about just sitting down with a, coffee and a sandwich, somewhere nice, going somewhere inexpensive, just to get to know if this is the person. Take care of that. Shouldn't be no more than a $25 investment maximum. $50 if you're in the high street. $50, if that much. To me, that's too much. Point is that you cover that, because that will get you to date number 2. But also, listen, man, talk about finances on that first date. Talk about, hey, you know what? If we're out on a second, third date, how do you want us to handle finances? Start to get that serious from date number 1. But black women keep pretending like this isn't happening. They're shaming black men right now, telling them that we black men are the only ones that ask for 50-50, that all other races, the men pay for their full bill. So I came across my brother here. I'm going to interrupt this first video and I'm going to interject this one, because this is vital for black women to witness. I have to highlight these videos so that you ladies are watching this shit, so that you can stop trying to con and trying to guilt black men into thinking that they are less than any other race because we ask you to pay 50-50. We're insisting you pay 50-50. So let's go into his video where he clearly show you from interviews online. That's one thing about the internet, man. You'll find everything up there because women are out there blabbing their mouth. Here it is.
Do this. I knew as soon as you showed them unrefutable facts, they were going to try to move the goalposts, because that's what they do. They said black men weren't providers. We the only race that try to do 50-50. So I showed them other races and cultures, and what they say? That's not enough cultures. That doesn't prove your point. But this me you talking to, I'm too thorough. You know I got the part 2.
In the Netherlands, couples go 50-50 on every expense. During my recent trip to Amsterdam, I met a German woman who's married to a Dutch man. She told me that it's very common for Dutch and German couples to split everything 50-50. Date nights are 50-50. Vacations are 50-50. Rent is 50-50. It was normal to go Dutch on every expense.
It's true that many French men, they prefer 50-50 relationship rather than provider stuff and conservative way.
Why I do not date Frenchmen. Be ready to pay 50-50. He will never hold the door for you, and he will never do all the gentleman things.
Because I've been in a 50-50 relationship with my husband since we started dating. I mean, when we are just dating, when we're not married, we have a 50-50 relationship. And now we got married, we still have a 50-50 relationship.
People online like to paint this beautiful picture that when a man pays for everything, you just live a life of luxury, and ultimately the person that pays is the person in control. So my answer is that I believe in creating an equitable situation with my partner once we decide to have shared expenses. That basically means that you get a certain percentage, the same percentage of both salaries, so let's say 20%, 30%, whatever you define that, and that's the amount of money from both people that go towards mutual expenses.
Do you think financial responsibility in the household should be split 50-50?
Yes. Everything should be split 50-50.
What if a man insists to pay the whole amount?
He's an idiot.
When one of us pays, the other person tends to pay the next time. They kind of offer to, and then when we eat out or do something nicer, one of us will offer to pay for that. But when it's something that's shared, we tend to stick with that.
Do you like it if a man pays for you?
Not all the time. Sometimes to a surprise. It's cool.
What if the guy keeps paying and paying and paying?
Makes me feel uncomfortable. I kind of do want to give them something back.
If a man is like, oh no, keep your money, let me pay.
It's a no-go. That's a no-go. It's too much. When I'm broke, it's nice if someone else pays, but I like to be able to pay for myself.
I would prefer to split it half-half. You can then think about whether you want to see this person again and not feel like, well, he has paid, so maybe I should pay on the next day, but I don't really want to go on the next day.
I don't want to feel inferior the whole time. When somebody is always doing everything for me, I just feel like I don't have the...
¿Primera cita es siempre el chico que paga o cómo es?
Es dependiendo también de la persona. O sea, si el chico te dice, yo te invito, pues está bien. O sea, normalmente esperas a que el chico pague, pero hay muchas personas que lo que hacen es como 50-50, que tampoco está mal, lo que a mí realmente es lo que mejor me parece, porque pues yo también comí, él también comió, entonces ayudemos con la paga.
Sí, yo creo que la primera cita siempre es el chico el que paga primero. Ya después cuando entabla una relación es como, bueno, ya, destruyamos los gastos mitad y mitad. Pero sí, aquí siempre como que el chico suele tener la iniciativa de invitar y esas cosas.
In Sweden we prefer to split it.
What do you prefer?
I like to split it.
You like splitting?
Yeah.
You don't mind?
I don't mind splitting.
But if a guy paid for you, would you take it as oh, that's nice?
It makes me a little bit uncomfortable.
I think it's imperative that the girl offers. Whether or not you split the bill is entirely up to people going on the date.
Mhm.
If I ask her out to a place, like I'll pay for it.
Mm.
But I'll know whether or not she offers to split. I'll say no. I'll be like, no,
Mm.
I got this.
Mm.
But if she doesn't offer to split, she's not going to see me again.
Listen, I'm not telling you to do 50-50 or split any bills with anybody. Do whatever works for your situation. What I'm just showing you, though, is stop bashing black men while pedestalizing these other races and cultures, because they're literally doing the same things that you're bashing black men for. 50-50 is not a black thing. It's a dirty game. Stay focused, though.
Yes, my brothers, and I'm hoping the sisters who are watching this understand that we know. Stop trying to shame us for it, man. I do 50-50 with my wife. We split bills. I will not be the guy who's going to be stressing and killing myself for a lifestyle that she wants. If we're both enjoying it and she's making the money, she's going to have to contribute. 20 years. That's what we've been doing. Happy as hell. So, gentlemen, I want you to understand there is no shame in 50-50. This whole idea that you want to protect and provide, yeah, you're providing. You're providing and contributing to a lot of what she wants. Because I can assure you, my friend, you're paying half of what she likes. Think about it. If you watched my video yesterday, I explained this very clearly. Most men are not living the lifestyle that they want. They're living the lifestyle of the woman. They're staying in a house that the woman agreed on buying. They are piling the house full of shit that the woman wants. The female wanted that sofa, that bed, those cushions, that comforter, that whatever the hell it is. She wanted that. Men are very simple creatures. But if she wanted it and you're paying 50% of it and you wanted something that costs a lot less, guess who's paying more? You, my friend. Because you're buying something, paying 50% of something you didn't want. So men never pay 50-50. Don't let them fool you, my friend. All right, let's continue with this woman because it's a great way to see inside a woman's head when traditional and feminism collides.
All right, here's the crucial part. She just laid the foundation for why times are different now. She's fully capable of paying her own way, yet when she's on a date, she has a problem with doing so. Why?
Why?
Well, as always, women will always tell on themselves. Pay attention.
Why is it that the fact that I came out, spent time with you, was enjoying myself? I was enjoying myself. It was an okay date. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't horrible. It was an okay date. We were just like warming up to each other. I felt like it was good. It was good. It wasn't great and it wasn't bad. It must be something beyond like my rational process, because I'm telling you, I cannot rationalize it other than that is just my expectation, and my body was fighting after that. Like I felt disrespected. I felt so disrespected to the point where I had to really control my tongue and I had to really like contain myself because I didn't want to make a scene and I didn't want to embarrass myself.
I felt disrespected. Please tell me how that makes sense. You being told, hey, do you want to split half of the expenses? You feel disrespected because the man did not see you worthy? Is that what your problem is? The man never deemed you worthy of spending $60 on you? Get outside of yourself. What make you think that it's all about you? Now, you tried to downplay the relationship. It was okay. It was an okay date. It was an okay date. That in itself tells me that you are someone who uses someone and expect that person to pay for you. You had an okay experience. Okay, what if you had a great experience, like mind-blowing experience? Would you have then been more comfortable paying for it? I don't know. Let me know, because the idea that, hey, you both went out to try to see if there was a mutual match, but yet you didn't want to contribute to that whole experience blows my freaking mind. And I'm a 58-year-old guy who grew up with the whole tradition. But I have to understand we got to move and change with the times, my friend. But women, woo, no, you only want those changes that benefit you.
But I felt disrespected. I really did. I wanted to look at this man and be like, so you think I'm one of these girls? So you think I don't know my worth? So you think that you could just do whatever? You think that you could just do whatever and I'm gonna follow it?
This is pure gold. The key element of this dating foolishness is simple: female nature. Listen again and really take it in.
That it must be something beyond like my rational process, because I'm telling you, I cannot rationalize it other than that is just my expectation, and my body was fighting after that.
Think of her as a system that's been programmed for generations to function in a specific way. The code says when she's with a man, he provides, protects, and takes care of her. That's how the system runs smoothly. Even if she doesn't understand the programming, it's still running in the background. Now, when she's in a situation where the man doesn't step up, where he doesn't pay or share his resources, it's like the system hits an error. The program wasn't built for that scenario. It's like trying to run outdated software on a new operating system. It doesn't compute, and the whole system starts to glitch. She feels uneasy and confused, even though she knows she can handle things herself. Her instinctual programming is screaming, something's wrong.
I love how he put that, man. It is true. That's the best analogy I've ever heard. A lot of women are glitching today because feminism and traditionalism are fighting each other. They are fighting for control over females' brains. It's unreal. The blue pill men, they have adapted and they have just moved with the program. A lot of women that have already been infiltrated with the system, right? The software is embedded deep. Switzerland, Holland, Belgium, all of these countries that have really adopted this egalitarian type of lifestyle, the software is implanted and working quite well for women. They understand the system because those are the countries that you see, right? But the problem with that is they have the lowest birth rates, have the lowest degree of marriages, the highest degree of divorces. The system itself has collapsed. Society itself is no longer flourishing. That's the problem that no one wants to talk about.
And my body was fighting after that.
That's why she can't fully explain it. Her natural instincts are clashing with modern realities.
I mean, I don't know everybody's financial situation, but he don't look like he's scratching for pennies. I wanted to read some of the comments that people said, some that were against me, some that were for me, because I just find it so interesting. Anytime I've been in a relationship where the man paid 100% of the bill, I paid more than 50% on mental instability issues when they showed up later. Pay the damn 50%, girl. I promise you'll want to be looked at as an equal instead of a belonging. Girl, I hear you. I hear you. Trust me when I say I hear you. I have also been in a relationship where the man paid 100% of everything. He was paying the bills. He was buying me clothes. He was taking me on trips and dinners and whatevers. Okay? He paid everything. And in the beginning, it was nice. And you felt like you were like a little princess, like a little queen, like, oh my God, he loves me. And then you're with him for a while and you're like, wait a minute, there's like a real power imbalance and like you're kind of taking advantage of it right now. Trust me, I've been in those situations. That is a very specific man that will do that. That is not someone with integrity. That is not someone with character. That is not a loving person. That is not a person that you should be with. That is abuse, okay? And so we are not going to make the standard based off of someone that is abusive. These characteristics that will take advantage of you will still take advantage of you even if you are paying 50%. Those mental health issues that you're talking about will show up regardless of you're paying 50% and you think you still have your power. No, he's going to get in your mind. He's going to get in your heart and your emotions and manipulate you in that sense. And so you're 50%, you're not really saving nothing. You're not really protecting yourself in any real way. That is not the standard. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, I'm going to shut it off there because I want you guys to go over to his channel and watch it. I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. Here's the issue, my friends. Women are at a crossroads, especially women in America, Canada, the Caribbean, and a lot of these areas where egalitarianism, meaning equality between the sexes, has not fully integrated yet. It is still trying to find its space, especially in the black community. And that's primarily where I want to focus you guys, your mind right now. Because we are in a spot where women do not want to contribute anything else except some tart punani to the relationship, but they expect a man to pay for it. Unfortunately, most, not all women are perceived. Do you understand? I just said that word 3 times, meaning that's what the general perception is. That in the black community, women are literally just selling themselves, selling their body. Regardless of what form you see it in, that's what's happening. Because that's all we're seeing. And I meet some really beautiful, nice, humble, traditional type black women, especially here in Dubai. I met an accountant a couple days ago. Really nice woman, natural hair, in the gym, great body, just perfect. She can't find a man because she's 37. She put it off till too late. But I would love to introduce her to some of these nice guys that I know that would gladly wife her up. But she's few and far between, because the ones that are making the most noise are the ones who just putting panani out there saying that, hey, I'm a hoe, come home. Whoever wants to pay the highest price, step in if you want to pay that price. And if you can't afford to pay for the first date, second date, third date, and all of my expenses just for being there, because I ain't cooking, I ain't cleaning, I ain't doing any of that. This is enough. My fake hair, my fake nails, my freaking fake, what I call those things, the flopper things that you put on your eyelids, the 2 pounds of makeup, that's enough. And yeah, I'm going to throw in 2 fake titties and a fake BBL, and you should be happy with that, because that's what I'm bringing. So my friends, listen, man, it sounds like a disaster. I just hate to say it. We are at a seriously horrible space when it comes to the relationship market. And if women don't understand that, hey, I am contributing to this based on the feminist ideal, I can't help you, my friends. You have to understand where the problem is coming from. Okay, my friends, so listen, man, I'm going to end on that note. Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a discussion. Please tell me if you have any solutions. I would love to be able to share some of the solutions that you have. There's a lot of you out there watching me, and I would love for you all to throw in your 2 cents, because as it is, I don't know what to tell you, my friends. So listen, subscribe. Join our membership system by simply going to askanolderman.com. We're getting ready to launch now. I know I've been saying that for a while, but yes, I'm ready. I'm almost there. Okay? And remember, until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.